Hello, 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 my Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your Path of True Love read for March 2020. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, president of Drawing the Circle Productions. Oh, Mal for short. Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. President of Drawing the Circle. Professional witch, professional intuitive, and survivor of Drunk Tarot. Our first super chat. Thank you, everyone who watched and liked and donated and all that. It's so much fun. Which is why I did not record yesterday, because I needed a day off. I'm 51, darlings. I drank an entire bottle of sake. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, no, I could have read yesterday, but I don't think it would have been a good idea, because I like to be at my best when I work. I'm a Virgo. What can I tell you? So do thank you. And if you are new to my channel, please do like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell and comment in the box below, because I'm having a lot of fun doing this. It's a new move in my career, well, since Letha, since summer solstice of last year. So kind of rolling with it, considering that Ostara is but weeks away, the vernal equinox. So let's have fun with this. These Path of True Love readings are general, right? All the readings I do, unless I'm sitting with you across the table or a Facebook chat or Skype or on the phone or something. Otherwise, all the readings I do are general here in public. So please take what resonates, leave what does not, and check your other signs, which is why I'm doing Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. These are running between 50 and 60 minutes, some a little bit more than that. So I'm trying to keep them fun and entertaining, but also get you the information about what you need about where you are on the path of true love. And what is the path of true love, you may ask? Well, the path of true love is your spiritual path, your healing path, your hero's journey, your whatever you, a soul's journey, but through the lenses of your relationships. And certainly not just the romantic sexual. Those tend to be the more challenging, granted. Not that family isn't, not that friends aren't, not that work and politics and all the other relationships we have aren't. But that's the point. It's about relationships, but it's your path. That's why this reading is about you. So even if court cards, other people show up, past, present, or future, it's still about how you relate to them so that you become true love. That's the point of the path of true love. We become that which we already truly are in potential. Where are you? Come here, David. I might as well keep this on the table all day today. When they asked Michelangelo how he created the statue of the David, he said, "I did not create the statue of the David, God did. I just chipped away the excess marble." Well, symbolically then, the marble is the true love that you already are, the unconditional divine love. You are a child of the divine, a soul that was chosen to incarnate in the body with the name that you currently have. Change it if you like, whatever. But the path of true love in your relationships are about wearing away, sometimes chipping away, sometimes blasting away the excess marble, the stuff that we've picked up along the way, so that we can be love, and then, like, be the mate of our own soul, right? Be the mate of that inner child inside of us. And then, of course, we're healthy enough to be soulmates in all of our relationships, not just the romantic sexual ones, right? Tricky shit. But there you have it, which is why a reading's helpful. So what we're going to do is we are going to do a Celtic cross spread. We're using 2 decks for the Celtic cross spread, so that's 20 cards plus 4 others to help clarify. 24 cards. I'll do them, I'm not going to say as quickly as I can, but as clearly as I can. How about that? If you can just pay attention to your breath. Partner with your breath throughout the reading, just like I'm going to do, then we'll all be tuned to the present moment, where the collective pantheons are always right here in the still point of the heart. Just when you inhale, just ring the silent bell of your heart and let the divine flow through you. I'm doing the same, so that we're both tuned to the same deities, the same divine energy. It's just I'm doing the reading, and the reading's about you. So you'll have a much easier time taking what resonates and leaving what doesn't, because you'll feel it in your body. Cool? We are going to start with the Caroline Myss archetype cards. Just one, just for you, to look at what is the dominant soul pattern that you are clearing, that you are alchemizing from lead to gold, lifting shadow into light, toxicity to healthy, within your own soul's journey on the path of true love for this particular month, March 2020, though timeless, whenever you're supposed to see it. Cool? All the decks that I read are in the description box at the very bottom. Enjoy your way down. It's a good scroll down. Go for a scroll. because I have my own videos on there. I've got some of my stuff from Vimeo, my classes. I've got my books on there. So go check it out. I give good description box. Let's dive in. Breathe. Here we go. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, just one card to represent. There you are, the Sagittarian collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign on the path of true love. Just one. What is the dominant soul power they are clearing within themselves, dealing within themselves with perhaps another, but even if it is in a relationship, obviously path of true love, that it's something that triggers something within themselves, some shadow, in order to move it into some light, whether it's theirs or in the situation. They'll know what that means for March 2020, the Sag Collective. Now, before I read this card, I haven't seen it yet. There's writing on it. Most cards do have it. But this has the shadow and the light attribute. The shadow attribute is just how it's written. Oh, I saw it. It's a good one. The shadow is always toxic. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to trigger you. It's supposed to be like, ugh, ugh. Because we all have the potential to act out of shadow, right? But it's all about knowing what the shadow is, archetypally, so that in all of your relationships that you deal with for this month, you can remember you have a soul power that can be alchemized from lead to gold, from shadow to light. And how interesting, because you got the alchemist, okay? The alchemist actually splits two families, two archetypal families, the wisdom and the divine family, and I think you'll see why. The shadow attribute of the alchemist: misuse of the power and knowledge that comes through a spiritual practice. Now think about that. So let's say chakras just popped into my head. So let's say like you're studying the chakras and you're understanding the subtleties and the fluctuations and how to clear them out and all of that. And then you start using that knowledge to start sending chakric energy into someone else's field in a way that they don't know about or have not agreed to. Yeah. That's shadow. That's lead. That divine energy is not going to flow through that terribly well. And that sort of investment gives a very toxic return, right? So, you know, not just in relationships, but anything. I mean, as a witch, yeah, I know all sorts of stuff. Honey, I've been trained to hex so many ways, but I haven't hexed somebody in so long. I just bless them so hard that they start healing. So it looks like a curse, but it's not, because I don't mind if that energy comes back to me, right? So talk about using knowledge and wisdom from a spiritual practice. For the gold, transformation of base motives and goals into wisdom. So base motives, well, all right, well, I got to go out there and make money to pay my bills. That's a base motive. But while I'm doing it, I'm going to use this. I'm going to learn. I'm going to bless people. I'm going to try not just to not be judgmental, but to listen to that voice of judgment as it rises, see it as the child inside of me that has been judged, and love myself silently as I go, and silently bless people and see everyone who's not having a good day as in some kind of pain that I don't know about. Chances are they don't know about, so let me bless them silently. Led to gold, right? So the opportunities for an alchemist on the path of true love is huge, considering the language of alchemy is very fluent on the path of true love, or at least that language of alchemy is helpful to be somewhat fluent in. You know, even if it's lemon's lemonade, however you work that. So, interesting. We are off to an interesting start. We are going to get one more sort of like oracle card, the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack, just one. The four suits of this deck are the problem, the luck, the grace, and the healing. Right, so let's see what you get, just as like an indicator, particularly with the alchemist. I want to see, like my Sagittarius crabby asses, what if you're getting crabby or not. Nice deep breath. Or will you be that innocent, fun hunter, romping, the archer, romping through the forest, seeking your heart's desire on the path? Please. My Ascended Masters, just one card from the Chuck Spezzano deck that best typifies what's going on for this Sagittarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love for March 2020, or timeless, please. Just one. A piece of the problem, a piece of luck, a piece of healing, or a piece of grace. Let's see. Got a problem card. Push me, pull me. Now, my sense is that may be coming from you, but I don't get that. Like, if you're the alchemist, if you're really like, okay, then everything that comes at me for this month, at least in terms of relationships, romantic, sexual, familial, whatever, however they come, my job is to sort of alchemize my own interior stuff from lead to gold, take what happens, love what rises, alchemize, forgive, use my spiritual practice in a healthy way, because there might be people giving me mixed messages, a push me, pull me. Now, that's not just so sexual romantic, right? I mean, we learn passive-aggressive behaviors from our families. And if not from our families, then from somebody in our early childhood that is kind of going like this. Let's see if I can do it right. It's like, come here, get away from me. Get away from me, where are you going, right? So that push me, pull me thing, like one day they're like, I want you to want me, and then next day I hate myself for loving you, can't get away from the things that you do, right? So, yeah, I'm Generation X. I'm going to make a fucking 80s music quote wherever I can, particularly with my God Hermes sitting right behind me, spinning the cerebral turntable. So keep that in mind, this push me, pull me. There's nothing wrong with not liking being pushed and pulled, right? It's manipulative. It's definitely somebody being manipulative. But if you can notice what rises in you, like, and heal that within yourself, that is what the path of true love is, because ultimately you can't heal anybody until you're in a more open, receptive, loving space yourself. Only love heals, right? So whether it's compassion or forgiveness or kindness or, you know, even unto yourself, that's the lubricant, right? So speaking of lubricant, let's get our Celtic cross on the table. That has nothing to do with lubricant that I'm aware of. We're going to take 10 of the Daughters of the Moon Tarot and 10 of the Healing with the Angels Oracle. Doreen Virtue. You'll see how we do this. I'm going to shuffle both decks in front of you, not together, separately, and then we're going to pull for each position 2 at a time, like 1 from each. Good. So this takes a little bit, but not terribly long. If you breathe, it helps. That's what they all say. Yeah, just breathe deeply. It doesn't hurt at all. Oh, my deities, my goddesses, and my gods, please, top 10 cards, Celtic cross spread for this Sagittarian collective. Oh, sure. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love for March 2020 or timeless. Please, 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 my angels, my gods, my goddesses, feeling you very, very clearly and feeling a lightness about this. Would make sense, Sagittarius element to fire. But please, top 10 cards, Celtic cross spread. You want me to? Yep. Okay. Celtic cross spread for the Sagittarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the path of true love for March 2020 or timeless. Please, clean cut. Please, clean cut. Maiden, very nice. Mother, very nice. Crown. Yeah. Clean cut is when there are no cards dangling from the bottom, because with round cards, sometimes they catch in the crease of the finger. That one's going there just really quickly. This one's much easier. My angels. My angels, please. Celtic cross. Top 10 cards. Please align with the cards that the gods have thrown. Work in tandem with my deities for this Sagittarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the path of true love for March 2020. Though timeless, please, where are they? What's going on for them on the path of true love? My angels, powers, thrones, dominions. I don't know if that relates to Maiden, Mother, and Crone, but it's a 3. Let's have a look. Now, in the description box is a link of how I read the Celtic cross. Sometimes people read it drastically differently. I mean, everybody puts down the first 2 cards the same, but after that it gets a little squirrely. Like sometimes the 3's on the top. It's like Father, Son, Holy Spirit, where are you going to put it? Mine's in the sun when I do it. The S-O-N, but you get me. Yes, I was raised Catholic. I'm a witch. Get over it. So we're going to start with, speaking of sun, S-O-N. Come here, booger. Come on. No. Little fuck. I love him so much. That's Melchior, my Taurus. So the first position down represents you, the significator. I call it the card that covers you. Oh, great. 6 of Cups, compassion with emerging. So let's just take that as it is right now and say that there is compassion emerging from you, whether this is compassion for yourself or someone else. Remember, with the alchemist, either way, like whatever rises in you. The key to me for compassion is that nobody really knows what's ultimately going on, and everybody's doing the best that they can with their level of consciousness, with their level of awareness. Like if there are just people who have no idea about, I don't know, relationship dynamics, like they don't know they're passive aggressive, they don't know they're being push me, pull me, because that's how they were raised, right? Like if you were raised in I'll just use it this way, a black and white sort of life, right? And I just don't mean the absence of color. I mean, well, there's right and there's wrong and there's nothing else. And the idea of shades of gray, it's not going to compute, right? Or if you say to somebody, oh my God, you're so codependent, and they're like, what the hell is that? You can't really blame them if they don't understand or never heard the word before, right? So compassion for yourself, certainly as the alchemist, is going to move some of your lead into gold. Keeping in mind, lead has 3 more atoms than gold on the periodic table, so something must be what? Given up, or even better yet, forgiven up. So if you can really look at, all right, well, if I'm being pushed and pulled by somebody, I can be in a place of lesser resistance by feeling compassion for them, not pity. Compassion like, and I mean, I know this is straight out of the Old Testament, the New Testament. Forgive them, they know not what they do. Or at least have compassion. They must be in a lot of pain. Now, don't say this to people, but you could say it silently. It's almost like a prayer. I'm so sorry for whatever happened to you, that you're treating people this way, myself included, right? It allows you from going from this or this to this, right? Or to this, to bless, right? So definitely something alchemical there. And you know what? You're Sagittarius, your ninth house, spirituality, expansion, seeing the larger picture. Different than an Aquarian will, fixed air, stratospheric. But that thing of that fire, right? That mutable fire. Hey, we're all one, right? That unity consciousness. Let's all just get along. Let's be compassionate. Let's all work together with a wiggle and a jiggle. Oh my God, I just magic gardened myself. Carol, Paula, my first coven. Let's look then, if that's you, my Sagittarius, let's see what's the condition, the environment, what I call the cross. Everybody calls it the cross. It's the Celtic cross. All right, interesting. You go from the 6 of Cups to the 6 of Blades, which I like. And in this deck, the 6 of Blades is called Manipulation. And don't freak. It's a neutral card, literally. Has no reversed position. It's the same all the way around. Manipulation obviously means to change something, manipulate. Now, here's an example of a negative manipulation, whether the person is aware of it or not. That push me, pull me. So that may connect with that, except not with the card of support, like I'm getting a different vibe on this. That this is mental manipulation, meditation, chanting, therapy, counseling, communication, anything to bring the mind into balance. If you'd like a correlate, if you think of the 6 of Swords in the Rider-Waite Tarot, it's the gondola, right? The dude with the, it's kind of moving the boat across the water from choppy, or not terribly choppy, but choppy waters to more still. So perhaps since you are in this place of compassion emerging, maybe you are in a situation where you are giving support of a mentally manipulative nature. Now, again, that could be negative. That could be in the shadow, right? Using your spiritual knowledge to manipulate. The spiritual ego. Yeah, there's a thing called the spiritual ego. Go watch Matt Kahn. He just put out a video yesterday. Facing Uncertainty, so good, like really so good. Because he talks a lot about the spiritual ego and how we're trying to use the law of attraction to control the divine plan. It's like, no. It's not gonna work. That's not, the divine's in control, we are playing the role. Ooh, put that, silk screen that on a t-shirt. I just got me some merch. So you see what I'm saying about seeing this differently? And even if this is an opportunity, right, the position of 2, the environment, what helps or hinders, what crosses you, then know that you have the support of the divine to see this differently. To see what's going on here, to see it as a lesson, to see it as an opportunity for you to make a decision that you're terrified to make, but that you may need to make, like walking away from somebody, like setting a boundary or speaking your truth. But with this compassion emerging, hopefully within yourself first, that will soften the blow, right, in terms of what you say to another. If you try and do that stuff without giving yourself the time to heal, to cry, to rage, to release that pent-up energy that often has nothing to do with the present moment situation that's triggering you, then we tend to flow with a bit more grace. But if we think we know exactly what it's going down, maybe we do, maybe we don't know why somebody's pushing and pulling. Maybe we do, maybe we don't remember all of the stuff that we've been through that might be triggering it. But if you're willing to be shown, right, grant me the grace of humility to know that I do not know, that is a doorway to compassion. I don't know. I don't know what that person's problem is. I don't know even in this life what all of my problems are, or what my past lives all are, and where it all came from. It doesn't ultimately matter. But if I'm willing to see this in a more supportive way for myself, for another, even if I don't communicate that to them, then I will be able to go from more triggery, tumultuous waters on the path of true love this month in general into more calmer, still, compassionate, balanced, right? That's what we're looking for with sixes there. Balanced emotions. Let's see what's going on at the core. The third position is the subconscious. It's stuff you may know about, but chances are a little bit more intuitive, perhaps in the dream life, but can also be something that the soul knows that the personality has not caught up with yet, hence really something at the core. Well, lovely. We have got your first major arcana card. This card is called Celebration. It is the card of judgment in the traditional tarot, right? Things being revealed. Now, looks like a bunch of women in the woods, in the mountains. Actually, there are no trees there, right? There's a bush in the background. You'll get to that in a minute. But they are dancing around a circle, right? Dancing in a circle, celebrating something. But if you look again, it's a great card. Google it if you can. Google images. They are dancing on the belly of the Great Mother, right? So there's a pubic bush in the background. Literally, there's the foliage. Her breasts in the foreground. Those are her thighs. So they are dancing around her navel, her belly button. In other words, something is revealed. Now, usually that does speak of something worth celebrating, but the angel card that comes with is the card of trust. So if you have a feeling that something is about to be revealed, keep in mind the judgment card is the card right before the universe or the world, which means the completion of the cycle. So you might have this revelation that this relationship or this pattern in your life, this push me, pull me, something's being revealed on a more intuitive, right? Internal, perhaps emotional way that will help you find balance and compassion. That is emerging within you, but that you need to trust it. That's part of the lesson there. It's like, I have a feeling I'm at the end of this. I don't know how, I don't know why, I don't know what I need to do, but I have a feeling something's going to be revealed to me, right? Maybe from within. Sometimes people don't realize they're revealing something, but here is where you get the revelation. Sometimes later, right? Like somebody will say something and you'll just like, oh, that was weird. And then like a day or so later be like, oh, right? That's not an aha moment. That's a, oh, right? So this can be very much be a, oh. Or you find out something that really brings up this knowing within you. It's like, oh, they're not bad, they're hurt. They're not trying to screw with me, they've been screwed with. Then I can be more compassionate, which also means I don't have to play. And it doesn't mean that I have to, be pushed and pulled. I can say very lovingly, it's like, I get, what you've been through, but I'm sorry, I don't play that way. Once I ran to you, now I run from you. Just tainted loved all over you. Oh, what's a little soft sell amongst friends? Okie dokie. Where are you coming from? What's in your behind? The position behind you, the past, relative to this card of support with manipulation. You've got the Destiny card, the Spider Woman, the Wheel of Fortune. Something written, something scripted, something about time has already happened. It's in the past. So we're going to say something has happened that with Archangel Michael, carrying that sword, right, with all those threads of the web there, that there is something that happened, usually a piece of truth with Archangel Michael, right? He's the breaker of illusions, that's for sure, the Archangel of Truth, the transformer as a result, yes. Truth will set you free, but it will probably burn as it does, right? It will probably piss you off in the process. So with this in the past, it might be like whatever is going to be revealed, 2 major arcana cards, one after the other, that it's already in play and it's already scripted. And I get the feeling that if you can, we'll see what else comes, but for right now, at least where you are in the present moment, the more you can chill and be compassionate, it feels like the Archangel's going to do most of the heavy lifting for you on this. You might be able to just walk away from this with it completed, as long as you're really getting your part in this that you have to learn. You've got the alchemist. So even if you end up hating somebody, alchemize that. It doesn't mean that you're going to hate them forever by embracing that shadow, but it does mean that that shadow is calling for more love within you, not less. And no one else can give you that love but you. And what does it mean to love a voice of hatred, or a voice of how dare you, or a voice of frustration? One of the hey, it's easy to embrace happy, right? Everybody wants to embrace happy, though sometimes we wait for the other shoe to drop. You have the feeling, you breathe it through you, right? The sadness, the grief, the rage, the revenge, without acting on it, right? Without actually harming anybody. You know, I am not Wiccan. I was in a Wiccan coven, and I was in an eclectic coven for the majority of my career. But I still do adopt the Wiccan read in the sense of, and ye harm none, do what you will, because first of all, to do what you will, and ye harm none, because of the quantum, not because of any sort of like being nice. No. You screw me, oh, I'm going to bless you in a way that knocks you the fuck over, but you will be blessed. Yeah, don't mess with a well-trained witch. I may not look it. I may have purple hair, and I may curse a lot, and I may be kind of cute and kind of fun. Don't cross me, because I'll bless the fuck out of you. Let's see. Let's look at your 5th position, what is crowning? What sits on your head? What's coming down into manifestation? Still in energy, not quite manifested yet, but not exactly the future. We have position number 6 for that. So think of something sort of orbiting in your energy field, getting ready to land any day now, or even any moment now. Considering this revelation, this card of celebration, it would be interesting to see what's in this 5th position of crowning. And here it is. The Ace of Blades, the Sibyl, the Oracle of Delphi. Literally something coming in through the crown. New thought. New idea. And with friendship, it feels like you are going to get a friendly vibe. You're going to get the idea of seeing this person in a friendly way. Now, if that just seems impossible to you right now, that's fine. Shit's going to be revealed. All right, let's say there's somebody that you work with, and every morning when you walk in the door, you say hi. She goes, hi, says hi back. You take a minute, blah, blah, blah. One morning you walk in, you say hi, and she ignores you. Like, screw you, Margaret, right? You get back to your desk, you found out her cat died. Oh, the poor thing. You can't get back there at the moment, so you're like looking up like Rainbow Bridge memes and shit to send to her. At lunch, you find out she killed her cat. And now you're like, fuck it, the ASPCA. Let's get this bitch in jail. By the end of the day, you find out she accidentally killed her cat, right? So you went up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. At what point do you just say, you know what? This is a friend of mine. She's going through a rough day. Let me not take this personally. 4 Agreements, Don Miguel Ruiz, read the book. The thing about not taking things personally, it is that grace of humility, of saying, I don't know. I don't know why they're doing what they're doing. I don't even know why I'm doing what I'm doing. So let this be revealed to me. Let me be friendly, because that's going to allow your nervous system to de-escalate a little bit, right? To relax, to breathe, to have a little bit more compassion for yourself. And isn't that just part... So this right here, this manipulation, that you have the support of the divine to change the way, to manipulate how you're thinking, it feels like the divine is going to give you some insight. May just drop into your head, might be more of an intuitive click, like, oh, that makes sense, that feels right. No, you don't have to tell the person, you know, you don't have to be weird about it, but just keep that in mind. If it heals you, if it relaxes you to the point where you get to give yourself that love instead of ramping up, getting anxious, because none of us are comfortable not knowing why things happen the way they do, and yet, if we look for reason, we will always be frustrated, because things happen for divine purpose, not human reason. Sorry, didn't make it that way. let's see what's coming with all of this, particularly with that, if you integrate that new thought of friendship, right? Bring that into this, calm your tits a little bit. And you're going to do that with the card of appraisal. Brilliant. Now, the Seven of Pentacles in this deck is a farmer who has planted these seeds, right, with a goat. I think a female goat, probably. Don't see horns on it. Doesn't matter. And is looking at them going, well, these were kind of cool, but do I want to plant these again? How about I take half of them, sell it off, take the other half, and replant them, right? Exactly that. What's the value? Is this worth it? Is it worth it? So I really do see an appraisal, at least in terms of the physical relationship, and they just put an S on the end for me, relationships. This push me, pull me might be going on in a couple of different places in your life, and you're really seeing it from a more friendly place of saying, oh, this is happening to teach me something. That's why I'm getting it at work, why I'm getting it at home, why I'm getting it in that relationship. What? Because you could sit back and go, what the fuck? Well, if you can trust that a revelation, that you know something's going on, it will be revealed in a way that you will see something that was always there, but was obscured, deliberately or not. Sometimes we just don't want to see things. Then this push me, pull me can be resolved, and let's call it what it is, the lead alchemized into gold. Lovely. Golden wisdom, turn into golden wisdom. So what's the angel card that comes with that? Enchantment, right? So what does an enchanted appraisal mean? It means that you don't let on. Enchantment means that something's going on, but it's not readily visible, like an enchanted ring. This is the ring. This is the Sagittarian totem. It's the ring of Zeus. Zeus sits, the only god who sits in the throne of Sagittarius for me. That's, you know, my skills don't come just from being psychic and intuitive. It comes from the vows I made to the divine, right? They use me. I was a high priest when I eldered. I handed everything over to them. I'm like, just fucking use me, whatever you want me to do. And they blew up my life, which is great. That I'm here now, right? This is what they wanted. Fine, right? So there's a silent appraisal, a hidden appraisal, an enchanted appraisal. What is this worth? Now, I will tell you, as much as I don't like the card of enchantment, why? Because it's a unicorn. A couple of tons of raw muscle with a deadly weapon on its head has to be controlled by a virgin. Good luck with that, right? Where are you going to find one? A virgin, let alone a unicorn. That's willing to, ooh, deadly pony, right? My deadly pony, razorhead pony, right? See what's there is my deal as a witch. I'm one of those, give me a piece of wrought iron walking through fairyland witches. See what's really there, and maybe that's part of the appraisal too. You're like, you know what? Let me look past the glamour. Let me look past the stories here. What's really going on? Something is emerging, right? And a compassion emerging. Something that you can trust is being revealed. And it's through you being friendly with that ace of blades, that new thought, seeing things differently, that perhaps you determine the worth of what's going on behind the enchantment. Now, that may be out and out deception, but I'm not getting that. The enchantment of seeing how the universe has orchestrated all of this for you at this time in your life, to understand that when someone's doing the push me, pull me thing, it's because they are essentially split in half. For example, their head might be saying no and their heart might be saying yes. Right? Pulled in two different directions. Throat chakra's got to choose what they say, what they do, how they act, what their conduct is. So sometimes that comes from a little bit of a, I don't want to call it a split personality disorder. We all go through that. We are all conflicted that way. So if you see that repetitively in your life, that doesn't necessarily mean, I mean, I get you spot it, you got it in the sense that I am that. We're all one, yeah. But just because you're surrounded by a lot of push me, pull me behavior doesn't mean you necessarily do that. It means that you are learning what it feels like to be on the other side of it. Maybe, perhaps, should you ever be conflicted and you find yourself doing, oh my God, am I doing that push me, pull me thing, right? If it's unconscious, you really can't crucify people if they don't know they're doing it. If they're doing it deliberately, that's when we're looking at villain territory. It's one thing to pass on a piece of false information that you believe is true. It's another thing to lie and deceive and withhold truth. That's the difference between a hero that just doesn't know and a villain that knows exactly what the fuck they're doing, but doesn't want to admit it even to themselves, usually. Yeah. Welcome to humanity. Very, very interesting microcosm. First 6 positions, the micro. Now we're going to look at the macro, and honestly, this is a lot of personal work I'm seeing for you here, being more triggered by other people on the path than not. Seventh position, the lesson. What are the gods trying to teach you? About deception. There's a deception card in this deck. This is it. They're trying to teach you about being deceived, right? The lesson of how do you allow yourself to be deceived? Because everybody does. I have a blind spot, right? Just like when you're driving, right? You're supposed to like check your blind spot. And it is. It's romantic relationships with men. I have been lied to, vital information withheld. A lot of, I don't know. You know exactly why you're doing what you, I don't know why I can't. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You just don't want to fucking know. But have I deceived myself? Sure. Why? Because perhaps I knew exactly what was going on in my intuition, but I was so head over heels, right? So attached to the romantic illusion, the idea that was being presented to me, that I bought it hook, line, and sinker. And let's keep in mind, hooks hurt, right? So we all have those lessons. We can all be deceived. We've all been deceived, as well as we have all deceived ourselves. And if you've never deceived anybody ever, not even for like a surprise party or something, that's rare. That's really fucking rare. So what's the angel that goes with this? Meditation. An air card for an air card in the lesson. Now, meditation doesn't mean let me meditate. How hast thou deceived me? Let me count the ways. No, you're going to contemplate that. You're going to go inside. You're going to talk to the divine, perhaps Archangel Michael, with that Wheel of Fortune, the Spider-Woman in the past. Really turn to the divine, right? Dealing with the time of appraisal. Show me, what is it in me? What is it that I'm so afraid of that I'm willing to believe the bait when I sense there's a hook in there, right? And a lot of that does come, interestingly enough, from support. That do we support ourselves? Let's go back to the second position card. You're being supported by the divine to look at everything differently right now, at least in your relationships, at least in terms of your own healing. That's all you can do on the path of true love is your own healing. To really see where your blind spots are. And again, meditation isn't just like all sitting in silence, although helpful, right? Like again, de-escalate the nervous system. Once you've been triggered, then intuition can be more easily heard. And by the way, something you can trust revealed. So isn't that funny that you've got trust and deception right next to each other here at the bottom of the spread? But then this contemplation can very much be soul searching, right? Not just visualization, hypnosis, that kind of stuff, but maybe even some deeper contemplation of what are my boundaries, right? And how much do I want to value when my gut says something's off, that something's off. Yeah, because otherwise we deny the child. It's the child saying something's wrong here. And then we choose somebody else over that child. And then that child, when we need its help, is like, you're, right? So that's why even saying I love you to the inner child takes a while. Because it's like, yeah, you've chosen other people over me that I told you were toxic. Right? Why would a kid trust you at that point? But it feels like that trust, it's in there. Something's going to be revealed that you need to trust. From the outside looking in, this is usually a very helpful position, how the world sees you horizontally. We can't always see how we look. Even in a mirror or a camera, we can't see exactly how everybody else sees us. Interesting. I'm going to tell you why interesting. Because this card, the Ten of Flames, the Hora, it's a dance. Done at bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, and Jewish weddings. I've never really seen it done anywhere else. But that's, maybe in a movie or something. But I'm pretty sure bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah. If anybody else knows where else they do the hora, if not at those rites of passage, which is what I'm saying here, this is the completion of a rite of passage here, the Ten of Flames. Now, in the Rider-Waite deck, it's lugging all them wands home, the Ten of Wands. But you've got it with dreams. So I'm not going to go with sleepy dreams here, like the nocturnal, subconscious stuff, content that goes on when we sleep kind of dreams. Nor am I going to say that this is about the fulfillment of a great life dream of yours, but that it is a conclusion of the cycle of the dreams that were given that were never going to come true. That there is a deception going on here, that from the outside looking in, were you to be able to view yourself as others see you, you would see someone who is really crossing the T's and dotting the I's about something that perhaps was never going to come into being, but was a lovely dream, right? Not the fulfillment of the desire that I got it, but the end of the dream, right? And yes, can that play itself out in a really traumatic way? Absolutely. But my sense is, with this Ace of Blades, with friendship, that you are going to do this in a friendly way, and to say, you know what, we can still be friends. We're not going in the same direction here. I really thought, not just thought, element of fire, I really wanted this to be this way. But with this push me, pull me stuff, I can't do it. I can't do it. I won't be manipulated that way by anybody, but it was interesting. You might have to walk away from somebody, and you know, that might have sounded romantic relationship that I just said, but that can be a family member. It's like, look, we can try and be friends, but I can't do this push me, pull me thing. I'm an adult now. Could be someone at work. Now, obviously, you can't say that to a boss, but it's something you'd be like, you know, I really thought this place was going to be different. Doesn't mean you're not supposed to be there. It means that you're supposed to be there to learn this lesson and go through this and complete this cycle and see what's there. You know, that's why, where to go. This card of enchantment, it's like, that's why I'm like, screw enchantment. I want to see what's the tea. What's going on. That's why I do divination. That's why I read cards. That's why I'm a witch. It's like, okay, I can read signs like anybody else, but what's the tea? What's the lesson? What would the gods have me know? And the truth is sometimes they're like, you're not supposed to know yet. And you have to learn how to cope with that. That's part of that contemplation of it too, right? That meditation of, am I being deceived? Am I deceiving myself? Let me move into a place of more compassion, right? Because there's something emerging, a compassion emerging, probably as a result of a deeper insight like a revelation. It's going to heal this, at least within you, and really it's your path, like I said, path of true love. Position number 9, destiny. Not what your ultimate destiny is, but an indication of where you are on the hero's journey of the path of true love, alchemizing fate into destiny. All right, now this is our first court card. I don't know if this represents a person right away, but it is the Capricorn card, Pasoi, the buffalo woman. Now, white buffalo, and I mean, you just read about buffalo. There's a lot of Native American, just abundance and a lot. I mean, they used every part of the buffalo, right? Because it fed, it clothed, it sheltered, it did, you know, just gave everything that it has. But with the card of signs, this can say that, you know, slow and steady wins the race, that your destiny is climbing up a mountain, kind of, sort of, ruled by Saturn, as Capricorns are. It's the teacher of hard knocks, the planet of limitations, the planet that has a ring around it, of boundaries, creating boundaries. That the signs, the writing's on the wall there, the synchronicities are there. Pay attention to the signs, and I just don't mean the songs on the radio this time. I mean the psychological cues connected with this push me, pull me. Now, understand, destiny is all about alchemizing fate into destiny, led into gold. Fate is what you cannot change. You cannot change what someone else is doing. You cannot change somebody's push me, pull me pattern, particularly if they don't know what it is. But what do you mean, push me, pull me? Get away from me. Hey, where are you going? I know, it's annoying. How do you alchemize that for yourself? Well, I think it's in here with that thought of, you know what, let me be friendly about this. Let me be friendly. Let me not do unto them as they're doing unto me and unto everybody else. Let me be the bigger person here so that I can de-escalate, so that I can really look at, why do I fall for this? Why do I fall for this? Sometimes it's we just want to believe that people are good inside. Guess what? They are. We're all divine. We're all divine children. It's just those layers of stuff that we've accumulated over not just this lifetime, lifetimes. How many times have we gone through the indoctrination of different societies, carrying it around in that in our DNA or whatnot? Our soul's baggage, right? Working this shit out. So whatever situation that you're in, there's no question to me that there is a massive opportunity for you to learn, to heal, to grow, to become the best that you can be here because of that Capricorn card in the destiny position. But it is slow and steady wins the race. You are going to need to ask for help. A teacher would be helpful. A guide would be helpful, right? Making your way up the mountain on this one. But it's not a race either. Slow and steady wins the race with a Capricorn is a good thing. It's cardinal earth. Everything can grow in, on, around, or within a mountain, right? Cardinal earth, creative earth. So definitely something, a journey worth taking. Last position down, then we'll get you your extras, your 2 other extra cards to kind of help out. So what's the outcome? Position number 6, which you have the 7 of Pentacles and enchantment there, and the 10 are somewhat mutable, changeable. They haven't happened yet. So there's some wiggle room there. But sometimes, particularly you do have the Destiny card, you do have the Wheel of Fortune. Sometimes it's just woven in, right? Sometimes you just can't change it. Well, and interesting, you've got another Earth sign court card, the Taurus card, 2nd house, the Corn Mother, right? The great Corn Mother, she who feeds. I always think of her as a Demeter, the topsoil, right? Not necessarily bedrock, that doesn't necessarily feed somebody, Fred and Wilma, but definitely gives that fertile topsoil. That fertile topsoil can grow anything. And the angel there of focus. Yeah, this is, look, if you want to see this as a person, go right ahead. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, whatever. This is about 2nd house for me. This is about focusing on your life values. Not what you value today, tomorrow, maybe next week, but lifelong values. I have been deceived so many times, which, by the way, if you're an intuitive, if you're a divine feminine empath in any way, kind of that, you have to learn how to trust your gut, right? And maybe that's what this lesson is about you trusting your own internal guidance and grace, no matter what anybody else is saying or doing. If we taught that to children, if something feels wrong down here, something's wrong, you come find mommy or daddy, right? Something feels wrong, something's wrong. Trust that, right? Now, of course, a kid's going to use that like a fiddle from hell when they don't want to do something, but that's the parent's opportunity to tune that in. By the way, I don't teach parenting. I don't have kids. Cats, I can tell you about. I've always had magnificent black cats my entire life. Down with that, right? But think of that child inside of you trying to get your attention. It's like something's off, and you're like, yeah, but he's got nice eyes, right? It's like, no. Or we're getting paid, or, oh, we can't, it's mom or dad, right? And that child will be like, eventually like, well, fuck you, then I am going to put the brakes on your life. We are going to experience this over and over and over. So focus on what is it that you value, right? Like I said, for me, I've been deceived so many times. I get the lesson, but that's why honesty is such a value to me. If you're not interested, say so. If you're of me, say so. If you really like me, say so. Yes, I might accept you, I might reject you, but that's my free will. Do not push pull. Don't try it. I will walk away and bless you as I do, right? Because that's my life values. What are your bedrock fertile soil life values? In other words, they're not changing tomorrow. You know, that's why people say, oh, 2nd house, it's prosperity. Yeah, sure, because we value money and prosperity lifelong. I don't know anybody who don't, right? But what about your health? Not just your physical health, which, yes, earth sign, but your mental health, which affects your physical health, your emotional health, which absolutely affects your physical health, right? Your spiritual health, your spiritual practice. People say, oh, yes, I'm very spiritual. And then, you know, piss in somebody's Cheerios, right? Not great. Or let someone piss in their Cheerios and take it personally. It's no one saying that that's not how it's supposed to play itself out in that moment, but it is, if you follow the signs, a slow and steady wins the race. Destiny awaits you by really focusing on, as at least your outcome for this, what is it that I really value? And doesn't that just go right along with your future position with enchantment, right? You may not realize you're doing it, but you're appraising it. What is this worth? Sure, there's a spiritual worth there, but just because there's a spiritual worth in a challenging situation or relationship doesn't mean it's not time to walk away. So to help clarify that, we're going to do 2 more cards, one from your higher self with the Whispers of Love Oracle, and one from the Ascended Masters to, of course, get you a Healing Mantra card from the Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn. Nice deep breath. Let's talk to your higher self, shall we? Oh, that's lovely. The higher selves have all involved. Please, one card for this Sagittarian collective. That was nice. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun. On the path of true love for March 2020 are timeless. Please, what's your guidance and grace for them, right? When I bless the cards, I ask that these decks be a channel of your divine higher self guidance and grace for this Sagittarian collective. What do you got for them? Call it right out. Appreciate this moment. I have a feeling this is a big deal in your life. May not seem that way. May seem very enchanted, like maybe nothing at all, but this is a turning point. Each and every situation has an opportunity to grow and find love. Now I'm feeling like finding love for yourself by being friendly with this, instead of calling someone on the carpet publicly or on social media, which is still kind of public, and embarrassing them, exposing them, drag them, expose them, right? Appreciate this moment that this person with the push me, pull me is actually giving you a huge opportunity to heal and listen to your own gut. And you may never be able to put a finger on it or put words to it of why you're feeling or what you're feeling. But if something feels off, it's off. Honor and love that child. There is growth available here for you. And it's happening so that a new piece of intuition can come to you that you will then trust and act upon. That is already written. That will probably cut you free from having to deal with this passive-aggressive bullshit, push me, pull me deal. Right, like when someone says, oh, I really want to see you, I really want to see you, I really want to see you, and you make plans for lunch and they show up 2 hours late. It's like, fuck you, I already left. I won't. My time is too busy. So appreciate this moment. And you know, Saggies, y'all are busy. That's why you get a lot done in one day. You definitely are taskmasters of yourselves when you want to be, but you like the freedom to do it at your own time. So somebody not being there on time, oh no, it's fine for you to not be on time. I know. I'm a witch. And I'm a bitch. Woof. Let's ask the Ascended Masters. Now, here's the thing. I love this deck. One card has the mantra itself. One side has the mantra itself. The other side of the card has the name of it. So I can look it up in the little booklet, the bookie book, as I like to call it, which is very, very helpful. Then we'll put all the pieces together in an overview, and we're done. Nice deep breath, please. Last card down. Hi, Melky. Come on. Do you want to pull last card with me? Come on, bugger. He jumps up and jumps right back down. Come on. I can't see him. He's under the table. Come on. Hey, bugger. Come on up. You can do. Fucker. No, he won't. He's like, no, I want what I want. No, what do you want? Children. Breathe. Melky, stop it. Go on, go lay down. Go play with your brothers. Just knocked my concentration across the room like a ping pong ball. Still point. I'm glad you're giggling. My Ascended Masters, please. One card in clarity. What's the perfect healing mantra for the Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love for March 2020 or timeless? Quick. I haven't seen it yet. The more you repeat this mantra silently aloud, write it, gargle it, stir it in your coffee, I don't care. The more you work it, it's sending a signal from the personality who's watching this to the soul at the core. I am ready to heal. Right? So let's see what this is about. Unhooking the past. Holy crap. You'll love this. Unhooking the past. There is nothing to regret when I learned from my past. There's nothing to regret when I learned from my past. I'm telling you, appreciate this moment. This is a big deal. It may not be the Star-Spangled Banner, right? It may not be the Revolutionary War. It may not be the taking down of the Berlin Wall, right? But it might be something that happens inside of you that clicks you in to your own hunters, right? The Archer, the Sagittarian, 9th house, expansive, perhaps not just gut intuition, but perhaps even visionary intuition. Something unlocks here for you by unhooking the past, and your mantra is, there is nothing to regret when I learned from my past. Let's get you this one. Well, unhooking the past. There is nothing to regret when I learn from my past. When you unhook the past, you are able to see crucial moments of growth from fresh perspectives, right? When you unhook, right? So take some time, step back. This allows you to see the mistakes of your past as catalysts for development, not as something you did wrong, because the truth is you can't fuck up in the divine plan. It's the ego, which is its job mechanistically to tell us that we fucked up, so that we feel bad, because you're supposed to have that feeling experience, but it's all scripted. And remember, like if you've studied any quantum, anything, even in fiction, it's like, well, one quantum variant turned left, the other turned right, the other kept going straight, right? So it all plays itself out anyway. So it's not that you did something wrong, see it as a catalyst for development. It is an opportunity to see how your previous actions could have been better aligned with your highest values. Your highest values, that Taurus card, right? Lifelong values, definitely indicated there. You will come to that place once you have unhooked from the past, and you're going to see, you know what? I did not stand up for myself. I let myself be manipulated because I really wanted this or that. Nothing wrong with it. It's a lesson. When you learn today the things you didn't know before, you are able to meet your current circumstances with renewed clarity, so the past can be hooked instead of repeated. Like I've been saying over and over and over, I love these Matt Kahn mantra cards. I almost called them contra cards. That's not a thing, I don't think. This mantra is ideal for overcoming self-criticism, releasing shame, and being more open-minded. I've never known a Sagittarian that was that closed-minded ultimately. But let's see what else pops up in an overview, shall we? Nice deep breath. And a clap. We've got the alchemist archetype. Remember, in the shadow, misuse of power and knowledge that come through spiritual practice. So you're working something on your side, in your end. Perhaps no one knows about it. But try and move it into that light attribute. Transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. Like instead of getting this person back or doing to them what they have done to you or exposing them all over the place, turn it more into golden wisdom so you don't have to keep repeating this. Totally. There is nothing to regret when I learned from my past, unhooking the past. Great mantra. Because here you are in this first position, Six of Cups emerging, right? So your true divine compassionate nature is coming up, but make sure you are being compassionate to the voices of frustration, because being pushed, pulled, manipulated can be frustrating. It can be, oh my God, I've seen people spring into actions of revenge, right? Like bypassing frustration and rage straight to revenge. But perhaps you feel used, but make sure you are letting your cup refill, right? Self-compassion, self-love, have the tears, have the cry, have the anger. Just don't do anything harmful to yourself or anyone else. Because with that second position, the Six of Blades, manipulation, which is, this is manipulating your own mind. You're being given an opportunity. You know, with that, even with that Capricorn in the ninth position, like I said, that could be a teacher, that could also be a counselor, that could be someone in a wiser position, a crone or an elder, that could really help you see this all differently. Because definitely with the card of support under that, you are being given what you need to see this differently and to heal the pattern mentally, at least. Because just looking around, you know what? There is not one water card anywhere in this spread, at least for the tarot. Yep. And no, there are no water cards in the angels or earth or air or fire. So what's going on underneath this in the third position is this card of celebration, a revelation. Something that was hidden is revealed with trust, and it is something that you can trust, or it reveals who you can trust and who you can't, but deep inside yourself. Remember, we don't always mentally keep track of everything somebody says and does. It is often in a place of meditation, just reflexing quickly to the seventh position there with that deception, that you put pieces together and go, oh right, they said they were going to do that, and then they were there, and that, you know, like the pieces come together, something is revealed within you. In other words, it might not be somebody telling you something so much as it is something that you remember as pieces of the puzzle emerge, but hopefully in a compassionate way to help you see this differently. Because in the recent past, we've got Archangel Michael with the Spider Woman. That is a tricky combo, because it's saying that this is written, this is scripted, this is about the truth coming clear, this is about being cut free from sticky webs, right? Perhaps toxic entanglements, codependency, abuse, neglect, that kind of thing. That sort of, yeah, the power play, what is that called? Power struggle, something like that. And Archangel Michael will cut you free, but it's going to piss you off first. But then what's lovely about this is it moves you into that fifth, that crowning position, which you can certainly deny. But that Sybil, that Ace of Blades, right? The Oracle of Delphi, seeing this from a more divine, almost prophetic position of friends, of seeing them like, well, you know, if I want this person to be my friend, I've got to cut them slack, but I also have to be friendly with myself and what? Carve new boundaries. Again, looking at your destiny position with that Capricorn card ruled by Saturn, the planet of boundaries. Moving you into the sixth position, your more immediate or perhaps a next steppy kind of future here. Seven of Pentacles with enchantment, that you're gonna start appraising what is real and what is smoke and mirrors here. How has my investment in this relationship yielded to me what I need, maybe not in like kind, but in what I need to grow and heal and learn and become, and what? Unhook from the past, right? There's nothing to regret when I learned from my past. What can I learn from this? Where is the value? Where have I grown? How has this supported or influenced my spiritual soul growth in this life that couldn't have happened any other way? What is the weakness that's being strengthened within myself? Ooh, that's good. Because then you'll see, oh, this whole situation was enchanted, was orchestrated by the divine to really put you in touch with that. Now, let's go right to your lesson position number 7, the card of deception. 4 of Swords. You only see 2. The other 2 crossed swords are under the bench that she's sitting on. She's blindfolded. She's not seeing that. So this is often about self-deception. And with meditation, let's also call that Western contemplation. This might be a time of you stepping back and seeing how you have deceived yourself, or how you deliberately swallowed other people's bullshit. I know, horrible visual metaphor, but you got to look at, okay, well, then I either wasn't aware, they were really good at it, you know, con man variety stuff. Sometimes people lie so thoroughly. Well, compulsive liars, you know, I've dated a few, like I kind of said, like they don't know the truth anymore. They just have to try and keep the story straight in their head, which nobody can forever. So, you know, you might have fallen for an ingenious, deceptive plot. Don't beat yourself up too much on it, but then go a little bit deeper and say, okay, well then, what is it that I'm learning from this? So that I don't have to keep repeating this push me, pull me dealio that happens in all sorts of forms of relationship, just not romantic, sexual. So from the outside looking in, that 10 of Flames, that completion of a cycle of fire with dreams, it says to me this dream is done, right? Like whatever is going on here, at least this cycle of it, you do have an ace in the crowning position. You could still communicate with this person. You could still be friendly with this person. But the idea of it being your dream come true, if I'm reading that right on this one, from the outside looking in, if you saw anybody else in this situation, you would say, oh, walk away. Yeah, be friends, but don't put up with that push me, pull me thing anymore. If you really wanted this person to be there for you and be honest, it doesn't look like they can, at least right now. Piss on the fire, we're done, right? But you can still be friendly, right? You can still be friends on Facebook, just don't believe a fucking thing they say until they really heal, right? And you might not ever see that happen, and you might not ever know if it did. But from the outside looking in, we go right into your card of that destiny, of the Capricorn card with signs. There are signs. The signs are on the wall, and that's why that card of self-deception in the, you know, have you been deceived is one thing. Have you allowed yourself to be deceived? Are you deceiving yourself is totally another. So take the time to contemplate that. Take the internal journey. Ask for help, right? Go to a counselor. I mean, this is why I do spiritual counseling. Today I have a client right after I'm done with this reading. So just keep that in mind, to ask for help. You don't have to walk up this mountain alone, because your last position there, you are going to focus on a Taurian energy. Now maybe a new Taurus earth sign comes into your life, changes your focus entirely, but see if the push me pull me is there, right? You're going to focus on that, see how honest they are, see how clear they are about what they want and what they don't, but at the same time get really, really clear. Don't be so worried about having standards too high, because sometimes our standards in terms of even friendships, let alone lovers or family members, the boundaries that we set kind of heal us in ways that bring us a whole new caliber of people into our lives, just sort of like maturity. You really don't want a 5-year-old driving a car. You want to make sure they've been through the lessons, that they've matured to a place where they value, right, their lives, their car, the laws, etc. Keeping in mind then our last 2 cards here. You know, we've got that Alchemist card, we got that Push Me Pull Me at the top. So here we've got from the higher self, appreciate this moment. Each and every situation has an opportunity to grow and find love. Even in a push me pull me situation, where if you can appreciate, this is teaching me how to not push and pull myself. This is teaching me how to listen to and trust my gut, to give myself the love that I need, and to grow and then give of that love through friendship. I do not have to cut people out of my life just because they are going through something that they need to learn, but I also don't have to fall for it once I know, right? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. But let there not be shame with this unhooking the past mantra. There is nothing to regret when I learn from my past, because that's why it happened. So that you could learn, so that you could understand, so that you could trust the unerring voice of your soul at the center of your being. And with that Archangel Michael card in the past, with that Destiny card of the Wheel of Fortune, the Spider Woman, it's about time that you unhook from the past, because there's nothing to regret when you learn from your past. There it is, Saggy. A very, very clear reading. I'm really glad I took the day off yesterday, so I was clear to bring through that kind of clarity for you. Again, there are cards here that could have said this is romantic sexual. It could be. But this does feel like it is something that has repeated. So really remember the mantra. There is nothing to regret when I learned from my past. And that's not just true for you. That's true for absolutely every single one of us. So may the Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need on the path of true love for March 2020, or whenever it is that they are watching this, that they may heal, that they may grow, that they may become the best that they can be, to unhook the past, to learn what they need to learn, to alchemize their personal lead into gold, to remain friendly, to be compassionate, understanding that other people hurt people. They don't mean to do it, even when they believe they do mean to do it. It's reactionary. They are possessed by pain. And may the Sagittarian collective really focus in on that innocence within that person, perhaps carving their boundaries new in a healthy way, but blessing them from afar, being friendly for the well-being of all. So mote it be, and so it is. It's a wordy blessing, but I like it. Cool. Thank you so much for watching, my sweethearts. Please do like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment below. I would love to hear whether this is family, whether this is friend, whether they keep doing this over and over and over again, right? It's like, I want to know why. Because it's like watching When Harry Met Sally and not seeing the last 30 minutes, right? I never know how these things fucking play out. So please do let me know. Comment below, and wishing you the very best and the very blessed of the month, March 3rd that it is today. But for now, my sweethearts, my darlings, my Sagittarian Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign collective, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.